Once upon a time, in a small and quiet town, there lived a young man named Sam. Sam was a kind soul with a big heart, but he was also shy. He had always dreamed of love, but he was too scared to say his feelings out loud. So one day he challenged his father to a fight to show that he could defeat him against Sam's full power. He thought no one would ever notice him, but deep inside, he believed that love would find him one day. Sam loved walking in the park near his house. One sunny morning, as he sat on a bench, lost in his thoughts, he saw a girl sitting under a tree. Her name was Mia. She was reading a book, and her smile lit up the world around her. Sam felt his heart skip a beat. He had never seen anyone like her before. Sam wanted to talk to her, but his feet felt heavy. What would he say? What if she didn't like him? He decided to stay quiet and just watch her from a distance. Every day after that, Sam came to the park at the same time, hoping to see Mia again. One day, he saw her sitting in the same spot, her book in her hands. She looked up and noticed Sam watching her. For a moment, their eyes met. Sam quickly looked away, his face turning red. Mia smiled and went back to her book. A week passed, and the same thing happened every day. Sam would sit on the bench, and Mia would sit under the tree. Now Mia was looking forward to Sam's holidays. They never spoke, but they started smiling at each other. Sam began to feel something new, a little spark of courage. Finally, one day, he decided to take a step. He picked a flower from the park and walked toward her. His hands were shaking, and his heart was racing. "Hi," he said softly, holding out the flower. "I'm Sam." Mia looked at him, her eyes kind and warm. She took the flower and smiled. "Hi, Sam. I'm Mia. Thank you for the flower. It's beautiful." They talked for hours that day. Mia told Sam about her love for books, and Sam told her about his dream of becoming an artist. They laughed, shared stories, and found that they had so much in common. From that day on, Sam and Mia became inseparable. They met at the park every morning, and their bond grew stronger with each passing day. Sam started to draw pictures of Mia, capturing her smile and the light in her eyes. Mia wrote poems about Sam, describing his kind heart and gentle spirit, but life was not always kind. Mia shared a secret with Sam one rainy evening. Her family was struggling. They were planning to move to a different city because her father had lost his job. Sam felt his world crumble. He didn't want to lose her. That night, Sam couldn't sleep. He kept thinking about Mia and her family. He knew he had to do something. The next morning, he visited every art gallery in town, showing his drawings and asking if they would buy his work. Many said no, but Sam didn't give up. After days of hard work and rejection, one gallery owner finally said yes. They loved Sam's drawings and agreed to pay him enough to help Mia's family for a few months. Sam rushed to Mia's house, his heart full of hope. When Mia's parents heard about Sam's efforts, they were deeply moved. They decided to stay in the town for a little longer, giving Mia and Sam more time together. "A little home?" Mia asked her son. Mia was overwhelmed. She hugged Sam tightly and whispered, "You didn't have to do this for me." Sam looked into her eyes and said, "I couldn't let you go. You're my reason to wake up every morning." But their love story was far from over. Sam and Mia were happy, but the challenges didn't end. Life kept testing their bond. One day, Mia fell seriously ill. She had always been strong, but this time she needed help. The doctors said she needed an expensive treatment. something her family couldn't afford. Sam felt the weight of the world on his shoulders. He began to take on extra work, painting for long hours and even working at a cafe at night. He barely slept, but he didn't care. All he wanted was to see Mia healthy and smiling again. Mia, however, didn't want Sam to sacrifice so much for her. She told him, "Sam, you've already done enough. I can't let you lose yourself because of me." But Sam held her hand and said, "Mia, love is not about keeping count of who gives more. It's about standing together, no matter what." Mia's eyes filled with tears as Sam's words sank into her heart. She didn't know how she got so lucky to find someone like him. Sam kept working day and night, and slowly they began to save enough for her treatment. But fate wasn't done testing them yet. One evening, as Sam was walking home from his cafe shift, it started raining heavily. His sketches, which he carried everywhere, were soaked and ruined. Those drawings were meant for a big order that could have helped them pay for the treatment. Sam sat on the side of the road, drenched, holding his ruined work. His hands trembled, not because of the cold, but because he felt defeated. He thought about Mia lying in bed, waiting for him, and the thought broke him. For the first time, Sam cried. The next morning, Mia noticed the sadness in his eyes. "Sam, something's wrong. Please tell me." He hesitated, but finally told her everything. Instead of being upset, Mia smiled gently. "Sam, you're my hero, not because of what you do, but because of who you are. Even if we don't have much, we have each other. That's enough for me." Sam nodded slowly, looking both doubtful and concerned. Her words gave Sam strength. He picked himself up and started again. He redrew every piece of ruined art, staying up all night for days. The struggle was exhausting, but every time he thought about Mia's smile, he pushed through. Finally, his hard work paid off. A local businessman noticed Sam's talent and bought all his artwork for a generous amount. With that money, Mia could finally get the treatment she needed. The day Mia returned from the hospital, she looked at Sam and said, "You didn't just save my life, Sam. You saved my heart, my dreams, and my belief in love." Sam smiled, but deep inside he knew he wasn't the only hero. Mia's strength, her patience, and her love had kept him going when he felt like giving up. Life started to look brighter for them. But one night, as they sat under the stars, Sam shared a thought with Mia. "Do you know why I never gave up on us, Mia?" he asked. She shook her head, curious. "It's because I believe love isn't about finding the perfect person. It's about building a perfect bond, even when everything feels broken." Mia smiled, tears glistening in her eyes. "And do you know why I fought so hard to stay with you?" "Where?" Sam asked, his voice soft. "But you taught me that love is like planting a tree. You water it every day, even if it doesn't grow at first, and one day it becomes a shade that protects you from every storm." They both sat silently for a moment, holding hands and looking at the endless sky. Sam and Mia's story wasn't just about them anymore. It was about what they learned together. Patience, courage, and the beauty of giving without expecting anything in return. Life started to look brighter for Sam and Mia, but even in the calm, they found moments of quiet reflection. One night, as they sat together on a hill overlooking the twinkling lights of their little town, Sam turned to Mia. "Do you ever wonder, Mia, why life brought us together?" he asked, his voice soft and thoughtful. Mia smiled and looked at him, the moonlight catching the sparkle in her eyes. "I don't think it was an accident. I think we were meant to meet, because we needed to learn from each other." Sam nodded. "You're right. I've learned more about life and love from you than I ever thought possible. But do you know what scares me the most?" He looked at her questioningly. As if to answer, the silence became thicker than ever. "What?" she asked, her voice tinged with curiosity. "That one day I might stop being good enough for you," Sam confessed, his voice breaking slightly. Mia frowned, gently placing her hand on his. "Sam, love isn't about being good enough. It's about showing up every day, even when you feel like you're failing. You've always shown up for me, and that's what matters." Her words lingered in the air like a melody, soothing Sam's restless heart. They fell silent for a moment, letting the cool night breeze carry their thoughts. Then Mia spoke again, her voice steady and filled with wisdom. "Do you want to know my secret tip for love?" she asked with a playful smile. Sam tilted his head, intrigued. "What is it?" "It's to always leave room for forgiveness," she said. "We're human, Sam. We'll make mistakes, hurt each other without meaning to. But if we can forgive, we can survive anything." Sam thought about her words, his heart swelling with gratitude. "And my secret tip?" he asked, grinning. He smiled and replied, "What?" Mia asked eagerly. "Never stop trying to make the other person smile. Even on the hardest days, a little effort can bring the brightest joy." Mia laughed softly. "You're good at that, you know. Even when life feels impossible, you always find a way to make me laugh." Their conversation deepened as the stars glittered above them. "Sam," Mia said quietly, "I've learned something from all the struggles we've faced. Do you know what it is?" Sam shook his head, eager to hear her thoughts. "It's that love isn't just about two people being happy together. It's about how they handle pain together. It's about holding each other up when everything else is falling apart." Sam felt a lump in his throat. "Mia, you've always been stronger than me. Even when you were sick, you never gave up. How do you do it?" Mia's smile softened. "Do you want to know the truth? I'm not as strong as you think, Sam. There were nights when I cried myself to sleep, thinking about everything we'd lose. But every time I wanted to give up, I thought about you, about your smile, your laugh, the way you believe in me. That gave me strength." Sam took her hands in his voice trembling with emotion. "Mia, you're the reason I keep going. Every time I feel like I can't take another step, I think about your courage. You've taught me what real love means." Mia's eyes glistened with tears. "And do you know what else I've learned, Sam?" "What?" he asked, his voice barely above a whisper. "Love isn't just about giving. It's about allowing yourself to receive. I didn't want you to sacrifice so much for me for a long time. I thought I wasn't worth it. But then, I realized I was giving you something by letting you love me. I was giving you a chance to show the best parts of yourself." Sam's heart swelled with emotion. "Mia, you've given me more than I could ever give you. You've shown me that love is about being brave, even when it hurts. It's about choosing each other every single day." They sat in silence for a while, their hearts full of unspoken words. Then Mia broke the quiet. "Do you know what else makes love last, Sam?" she asked. "What?" "Gratitude," she said. We take so much for granted in life, even the people we love. But if we can wake up every day and thank each other for being there, for staying through the storms, we'll never lose what we have." Sam nodded, his heart heavy with the weight of her words. "Mia, I don't say it enough, but thank you. For everything. For believing in me. For loving me. For teaching me how to be a better person." "And thank you, Sam," Mia replied, her voice trembling, "for never giving up on us, even when it felt impossible." As the night deepened, they leaned against each other, feeling a sense of peace they hadn't known before. In the quiet of that moment, Sam whispered one final thought. "Mia, I think love is like the stars. Even when the sky is dark, they're still there, shining quietly, waiting for us to notice them." Mia smiled, her heart full. "And sometimes, we need the darkness to truly see their light." Their conversation that night became a memory they cherished forever, a moment of truth, wisdom, and connection that carried them through the rest of their journey together. But their journey wasn't over. The businessman who had bought Sam's artwork invited him to an art exhibition in the city. It was a huge opportunity, but it meant leaving Mia for a month. "I don't want to be away from you," Sam said, holding her close. Mia smiled. "Sam, we've been through worse. This is your dream, and I want you to chase it. I'll be here, cheering for you." With a heavy heart, Sam packed his things and left for the city. It was the hardest month of his life, being away from Mia, but he poured all his love and longing into his art. The exhibition was a success, and Sam's work was praised by everyone. When he returned home, he found Mia waiting for him in the park under the same tree where they had first met. She was holding a book in her hands. "I missed you every day," Sam said, hugging her tightly. "I missed you too," Mia whispered, "but I knew you'd come back stronger." Sam had brought back more than success. He had brought back the confidence to give Mia the life she deserved. They started a small art studio together, where Sam painted and Mia wrote stories. Their love became the foundation of everything they built. Years later, as they sat together in the park, now much older, Sam looked at Mia and said, "Do you remember the first time I gave you a flower?" She glanced up, smiling pleasantly at him. "Oh," she said. Mia laughed softly. "How could I forget? That flower changed my life." Sam smiled, taking her hand. "No, Mia, you changed mine. You taught me how to love, how to fight, and how to never give up." Their love story was not just a tale of romance, it was a story of strength, sacrifice, and the magic of believing in each other. And as the sun set that evening, their hearts were as full as they had been on the day they first met, proving that true love never fades, it only grows stronger with time.